Hello and welcome to the next Lukozer retro game review video, and for this one we've gone back to the old arcades. This is arcade coin-op. This is Juno First, which was released by Konami in 1983. Now, I had never heard of this up until a couple of weeks ago. You're going to hear me saying this quite often over the next sort of like dozen videos or so. I did a video with Mainmeister. At one point we were talking about the game, I've fucking forgotten the name of it. Beamrider, that's it. For Commodore 64, and he mentioned this, and I had never heard of it. I've never seen this down the South End arcades. It doesn't mean it was never here, but I certainly never saw it. And so yeah, after he mentioned it, okay, I went and checked a video that he did on it, and within about 15 seconds of seeing the gameplay footage, I had to give it a try myself. It looked absolutely my sort of thing. So let's get a game underway. We'll bung in a couple of credits, and here we go. So you can, if you are familiar with the game Beamrider, fucking hell, then you can see straight away why this would remind you of that particular title. It doesn't actually play much like Beamrider though. I would say it's quite a different game. I want to try and pick that, that cunt up. There we go. Right, now that I've got him, I get bonus points for everything I shoot. Only for a set amount of time. Anyway, yeah, other than being a shoot 'em up, it doesn't really play much like Beamrider. You imagine it's a bit like a 3D Defender. The sound effects certainly get you thinking about Defender. Quite how Konami got away with this, I don't know. The sound effects, especially when you fire, really do sound like they have come straight from Defender. It's you think you were playing a Bally Midway game. Was it Bally Midway or was it Williams? It was Williams, wasn't it? Did Defender. So yeah, you can just imagine instead of playing Defender left to right, you're playing Defender flying into and out of the screen. That's then you've got this. So it's not what you would call original. But then again, 1983 arcade games weren't exactly known for their originality. What they were known for though was the gameplay, and this has it in spades. I don't think it will surprise anybody if I say I fucking love this game. I think it is absolutely superb, and like I say, I had never heard of it a couple of weeks ago. But fucking hell. But yeah, within within seconds of seeing it being played, I had to try it out. Within within the time it took me to lose my first life, I was already hooked. Cunt. Just missed picking up the spaceman. So as you saw in my first go, if you collect the old spaceman dude, you then get bonus points for a limited time when taking out any of the alien, whatever the fuck they are. So you can clearly move reverse, you know, as well as moving forward into the screen. You don't want to be reversing too often. Fucking hell, right, I can't. Yeah, so we've got this one. Now the bonus doesn't last very long, yeah, so you really want to get as many shots in as you can. And fucking hell, I've made a meal out of getting that last one. Then you get your occasional levels, which like these, which are more like bonus stages than anything. The enemies all come along in sort of patterned waves, and if you fuck it up like I did there, it can actually start to become quite difficult. There we go. Now the best I've done is getting to wave 5. I'll be surprised if I get that far in this go. Because as so many arcade games do, once you hit sort of level 3, 4, it starts getting staggeringly difficult. Oh fuck me, I don't know how I got past that. Alright, so here's the planet that I've got to collect cunt. Alright, so I've got a few bonus points there. This is still nowhere near my best score, and yeah, there we go. You know what's coming. Anyway, bang another couple of credits in, and we'll get the review underway once I've yeah. So graphically, not the most you know, graphically fantastic game you'll ever see. Nevertheless, I think they do look fucking good. Suit the game absolutely superbly. Audio, I mean, it's archetypal early 1980s arcade audio, very heavy on the sound effects, and the game is all the better for it. And gameplay, it is sheer playability, no other way of describing it. Yeah, it is as simple as that. I mean, I wish I could go into more depth about this like I do with most of my other reviews, but I mean, I have covered it all. I mean, gameplay is simple but properly fucking effective. The game is superb. You know, it is a game that I would not tire of. Certainly wouldn't tire of it quickly. Yes, it does get frustrating, like all arcade games at the time. But I mean, it is still a great game. No other way of describing it. You can't describe it as anything other than great. If you're a fan of Defender, if you're a fan of Galaxians, fan of Space Invaders, you know, fan of all the regular old school games, then this is absolutely up your street. And if any of you are familiar with this game, you know, from the coin-op version, I'd be particularly interested to hear, because like I said at the start, I had never heard of this game, so I'm wondering how widely known it is, and how many arcades it was actually in. Like I say, I've never seen it in Southend, and it's not like, you know, Southend arcades were small. I mean, we've got plenty of them, and there was no shortage of games, you know, arcade games around here. And yet I never saw this. Never heard of it. and I think I am absolutely missing out. Speaking of missing out, I do keep forgetting to use, there are some other, as well as your fire button here, there is also the warp ability here. So again, a bit like the Defender warp, and it sends you to a random area of the playing area. So it's a sort of desperate, last chance saloon, so to speak, to get away from enemy shots. There is also a smart bomb of sorts, but I think you have to collect them during the game. I've never been able to use it, so oh fuck it hell. Oh fuck, right, let's try it, here we go. Mind you, they're now all so far away that I only managed to hit two and get any bonus from them. And just managed to get the cunt, and then he fucking blows me up anyway. So there's only one left to get on this level, there we go. So I got a decent time bonus anyway, but yeah. Oh, fucking hell, I thought I was out of it then. No, I am. Didn't even get off the level 3 that time. That was a really shit go. Oh, okay, right, one more credit. I'll have one last go. Well, that's something I say a lot when I'm playing this. One last go. Next thing I know, I've been playing it solidly for another hour and a half or something. So anyway, yeah, coloured graphics, simple but very effective. I think they look great actually. Audio again, very typical 80s arcade audio. Very heavy on the sound effects. They sound superb, suit the game absolutely perfectly. And then when it comes to gameplay, I just fucking love it. Gameplay is absolutely spot on. So yeah, I am a huge fan of this game. Can't believe I've never even heard of it before now. I think, well, I know it was definitely converted to Commodore 64 because I've got the 64 conversion, and I'll review that at some point. The fact that it was done for the 64 says to me that there are conversions for other computers out there. So if you can't get the main ROM for whatever reason, I had no problem getting it, so I'm sure you'd have no problem as well. But yeah, if you can't find the main ROM, give the conversions a shot. And yeah, definitely give the game a try. I think you will be as much a fan of it as I am, especially, as I say, if you are very much old school when it comes to coin-op arcade games. Oh, I thought I might just about get away with that, but no. Oh, missed the cunt. And yeah, I gave up in the end. Oh, I'm near the end of this level now. Come on, you. There we go. Right, so we're on to wave 5. So, so I've got to wave 5 before, but I've never got past it. But, well, my score is not my best, not by any stretch of the imagination, but this is as far as I can get as far as waves go. So I think I'm on to my last life, which means I've got no fucking chance of getting off this level. Oh, there we go. So there we are, Juno First, fucking superb. I will score it 9.5 out of 10, and like I say, if like me you've not seen or played this game before, then play it now. Simple as that. I am pretty sure that even if you're only semi-interested in shoot 'em ups, you'll find this absolutely to your liking. So there we are, first coin-op game review that I've done for a little while, and it's an absolute fucking blinder. That brings this review to an end. I managed to get one in at the end, and we'll see you at the next one.